All right, welcome to the channel, everybody. I am OGL Schmidt. This is Custom Creator. I am Danny Lee OGT list right now, but he has got me a pretty amazing song to react to. This is Good Hearted Woman from Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson. This comes from an album called Wanted, The Outlaws. That's a compilation album from Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Jesse Coulter, and Tumpal Glazer. This album had some previously unreleased material and 4 new songs. Um, this was the first country music album to be platinum certified, reaching sales of 1 million. Good Hearted Woman is one of the new songs. This was actually a #1 hit. And this was key because #1, it showed that there was a growing market for this sort of music. People loved their outlaw country. And this was also Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings taking control artistically of their work. They both felt they had been stifled by their previous labels. So let's see what happens when Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings are uncaged.
Well, yes, you are. You're known as one of the Nashville Outlaws, and I'd like to know what you think that's all about, what that means.
Well, I think it means fighting the system, you know. Yeah. Me and Willie used to come to town and double park on Music Row. I tell you, Chet, you produced a lot of records on me, and the one that really got things going for me and Willie and a bunch of people was one that you produced called The Outlaws.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do a song, probably my favorite song off of that one.
Great. Let's do it.
A long time forgotten dreams that just fell by the way. The good life he promised ain't what she's living today. But she never complains of the bad times or the bad things she's done, Lord. She just talks about the good times they've had and all the good times to come. She's a good-hearted woman, in love with a good-timing man. She loves him in spite of his things she don't understand. This world hand in hand. Oh, a good-hearted woman, loving a good time man.
Always great to see Willie Nelson. His second appearance on Custom Creator in a couple weeks. Danny and I filmed a reaction to 7 Spanish Angels with Willie Nelson and Ray Charles. That's currently only available on our Patreon. So check that out. That helps support us, helps us make the channel better, and you will get a pretty cool reaction because that is a beautiful song. But Good Hearted Woman, Waylon Jennings just has this presence about him. Like he's known as the original outlaw, the OG outlaw, if you will. But he just has this very laid back, casual manner about him. He's just really likable. But you can also sort of tell that probably don't want to get on his bad side. But yeah, he's a really charming dude. Really have sort of fallen in love with his voice. He's very subtle with his use of technique, but his voice has this presence to it. It's very deep, but he can take it really high. It's very weighty, and I like how he uses things like cutoff. Sometimes he'll end a word very abruptly, and then sometimes he'll sort of let it trail off. So here it's sort of it gives you the idea of someone that's, to me, someone that is staying strong through good times. With the support of a good-hearted woman. Like seeing the singers, very old school, trying to cluster and space around that one mic. That was back before the days when there were 18 mics on stage. And of course, Willie Nelson always looks like he's having a good time. We've talked about Willie's voice a lot. It's distinct. And he's able to sing to match his voice with just about any body and any story. and God, he's still going strong at the age of 90. I think he was recently named the oldest touring musician. So yeah, Willie's been doing this longer than I've been alive. So major props.
You're known as one of the Nashville outlaws, and I'd like to know what you think that's all about, what that means.
Well, I think it means fighting the system, you know. Yeah. Me and Willie used to come to town and double park on Music Row. I tell you, you know, Chet, you produced a lot of records on me, and the one that really got things going for me and Willie and a bunch of people was one that you produced called The Outlaws.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do a song, probably my favorite song off of that one.
Great. Let's do it.
A long time forgotten dreams that just fell by the word. The good life he promised ain't what she's living today. But she never complains of the bad times, of the bad things she's done, Lord. She just talks about the good times they've had and all the good times to come. She's a good-hearted woman in love with a good-timing man. She loves him in spite of his ways. She don't understand. And life is gonna pass through this world hand in hand. Oh, a good-hearted woman, loving a good time man.
He likes the nightlife, bright lights and good time and friends. Yeah, when the party's all over, she'll welcome him back home again. Lord knows she don't understand him, but she does the best that she can. This good-hearted woman, loving her good time and man.
So I got distracted by the music. I wanted to touch on what Waylon said about the outlaw identity that the host was asking him about. Denny and I are, of course, against the overuse of labels and genres in music, but Waylon said being an outlaw is about fighting the system. And this music industry is very predatory. It's very motivated by greed and the bottom line, or very often more than anything artistic. And the Outlaws compilation was, like I said, it did represent Waylon and Willie, so taking control of their art. Basically, what Waylon is saying is that being an outlaw is about thinking for yourself and questioning authority. Then he would kill me again. Not doing well, but anyway, a lot of there's some artists that are continuing that. Sturgill Simpson is a great example. In a completely different way, Maynard from Tool has that vibe going. But we need more of that, I think, nowadays. More people willing to do it their own way, more willing to push back. On the other end of that, I just love how whenever these guys share the stage, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, they always look like they're having the time of their lives. Of course, this is half of the Highwaymen, but they just look like they just love playing music with each other. Waylon shouting out to Willie. Even Waylon, when he started, he said, I made a slight mistake and just rolled right with it. Waylon's guitar playing, I think, is really underrated. He's not going to do a big neoclassical solo or anything like that, but man, he can groove, he can set a rhythm, he can do amazing things with that instrument. I think his presence and his personality have overshadowed his abilities. Hank Williams Jr. is kind of the same way. That dude can do anything, but you think of lists of greatest musicians ever, Hank should not be anywhere but top 5, but I don't see that. So, but yeah, it's fantastic musicians, great storytellers. I think maybe that's it. They're not showcasing their musicianship at the expense of the story. They're basically just saying, I'm going to use this to tell the story to the best of my ability, and you remember the story more than you remember like a big solo or anything like that. So, but yeah, I love how Waylon and Willie sound together. Yeah, I love the backing vocals here, and I love the message: a good-hearted woman loving a good timing man, or yeah, good living man. And that's a lyric from another Waylon Jennings song that I cannot place right now. Hopefully, Danny can help me at some point. But yeah, let's continue, and hopefully, it'll slot it back into my brain.
She loves him in spite of his ways. She don't understand. The teardrops and laughter gonna pass through this world hand in hand. Oh, a good-hearted woman, loving a good time with man.
He likes the nightlife, bright lights and good time and friends. Yeah, when the party is all over, she'll welcome him back home again. Lord knows she don't understand him, but she does the best that she can. This good-hearted woman, loving her good kind of man. She's a good-hearted woman in love with a good kind of man. She loves him in spite of his ways. She don't understand. Through teardrops and laughter, gonna pass through this world hand in hand. Lord, good-hearted woman, loving her good kind of man. Hey.
Thank you. My mic was muted. My lips were moving, but you couldn't hear what I said. Anyway, love that song. Great groove. It was very funky. It was very uplifting. And the vocals, Waylon's voice sort of made me think of someone who realizes he is who he is, realizes that that's not exactly what other people are going to want, but he can't be anything but who he is. Uh, my friend and YouTube mentor, Danny Lee OGT, has said the exact same thing, and I love him for it. And Wille just kind of seems like the buddy that knows them both and likes them both and is kind of cheering them both on for success. I love their chemistry together. That is something you can't teach. You really can't even practice. I'm sure playing together for a while does help musically, but you can tell those are just two guys that enjoy hanging out and enjoy creating music together. And as a result, it puts a smile on my face. And congrats to Miss Jessie Coulter. She got herself a good man, not just a good timing man, but a good man. Period. And Willie Nelson is unstoppable. He's probably still going to be recording and touring when he's 100. So that is two certified legends sharing the stage, creating a legendary piece of work. So thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
I love this song.
Yeah, they've shared the stage many a time, and Willie says that Waylon has left the stage early a few times. They were splitting money on the deal, and so Daddy said, "There goes Waylon's bus up the damn." Yeah, you're thinking about I've always been crazy.
Okay.
The second verse is about Jessie Coulter and be careful of loving something that's just what you want it to be.
That's what you want it to be. I love that lyric. Love that lyric.
Yeah, and I think he references her as a good-hearted woman. in that song.
Yeah.
I forgot. I had to go back and sing it at the moment, but yeah, Willie and Willie and Waylon and Waylon and Hank and Waylon and Johnny Cash. And it seemed like Waylon had a bond with them all. Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
So
He did have that sort
Yeah.
of Big Brother presentation. And yeah, like I think we brought this up on other reactions, but for newcomers to the channel, first of all, hello. But Waylon Jennings was almost on that plane that killed Buddy Holly in the Big Bopper. So that Waylon was actually sort of a protege of Buddy's, which I did not know until Danny brought it to my attention.
he was his bass player.
Yeah, that boggles the mind. So I mean, it's called The Night the Music Died for a reason. It's an utter
The day.
the day the music died. It's called that for a reason. But thank God that Waylon was able to. Thank God he was still around. Was able to produce decades of fantastic music. Again, he's got the whole package. He's got the voice. He's got the guitar playing skills. He's got the songwriting ability. I never stop being amazed by these old school country legends. They definitely earned that title. Waylon, Hank, Johnny Cash, all of those guys. It's amazing.
He said when he wrote, I don't think this is the way Hank done it. He said he wrote that song in 10 minutes, but it took him 10 years to come up with the concept. So, I just live in North Carolina near the Appalachian Mountains. It ain't moonshine. Although I have had some Appalachian Mountain moonshine.
How is
No
that?
doubt about it. Somebody likes liquor, probably good.
Okay.
For me, not so good, but much like everybody, we have a lot of old school country reactions, and we basically do them for just because I enjoy introducing OGL to them, and maybe one day somebody will enjoy them because they don't get a lot of love, but it don't matter to me because I love them.
We will give them all the love that they need. By that I mean the songs. Yeah, this is. I actually love being introduced to this, and I love taking part in documenting, this era, this type, just these songs, these musicians. They're amazing, and obviously, like Hank Williams Jr., Waylon Jennings, they're all household names, but I really don't think a lot of people that know their names have actually stepped back and paid attention to their musicianship, their skills, their songwriting abilities. Yeah, so we will continue shouting their names to the heavens.
Well, they're not worldwide known because, for one thing, the stories they talk about are not going to be relatable if you go overseas or something.
That is true.
It's not going to be able to relate to truck stops and
Yeah.
cheating on your woman in the 60s. And, you know what I mean? It's not really a worldwide thing. In this case, I'll say this is kind of an American thing.
Yep.
I usually don't ever put that label on anything. I think you said earlier something. I don't like labels. But I definitely don't like when someone calls Antarctica music Antarctic music.
Right.
To say it that way, you know what I'm
Notice
saying?
everything about their music is sort of steeped in what would be considered Americana or whatever. That's part of
Even though that's super cool.
Yeah. I like it because they're guys that they talk the talk as they've walked the walk.
Yeah. Walk the line. That's what Johnny Cash said. I said Antarctic music would be really cool. Super cool.
See what you did there.
All right.
I
You guys
froze
have a
up.
good one.
You too.
Yeah. All right. Eminem did it. He still became famous.
All right. Well, y'all,
So-
thank y'all for watching this. Take care of yourselves. You can take care of each other. Make some noise in the comments. Let us know what you think of the song. Some more country songs you'd like to hear us do.
No GT.